Hey guys, Casey in the kitchen, and I'm going to show you really simple, easy, summery dessert. It is called coconut lime icebox cake. So I am making this in our new summer release product, the Cool and Serve, the rectangle Cool and Serve. So what I love so much about these pieces that are Cool and Serves is these white parts in here. Let me take this out and show you. This is the part I'm gonna make the cake inside, but this right here is super cold because it goes in the freezer and freezes. So it's gonna keep your dishes nice and cold when you put those in there, whether you are taking something to a picnic or a barbecue. It can set out, and these will stay cold for several hours. So you don't have to worry about your food spoiling. So I'm gonna put that insert back inside of here, and these clean up like a breeze too. And then I have the lid there underneath, which is really nice because you don't have to find a separate spot to store your lid. So we are making the coconut lime icebox cake. I don't know if I've ever quote unquote made an icebox cake before this, but they're really simple. All you're gonna do is put a couple layers and then throw it in the fridge to get nice and cold. So I am making this ahead of time so that it is nice and cold for serving later tonight. You wanna let it, get cold for a couple of hours in the fridge, or even overnight if you want. So all I'm doing is taking some graham crackers here and layering the bottom of our container here. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. That is the first layer. So next I'm gonna move on over and make some really fast, simple homemade whipped cream. So I've got 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. This just came out of the fridge. You don't want to let it set out for very long. I've got about 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar in there, and no, actually 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Let me correct myself there. And that's it, and a little bit of vanilla, just a pinch of vanilla in there for flavoring. And all I'm gonna do is put this lid on, and I'm gonna hold on the pulse button. You could set it to a certain setting, but it's really only gonna take about 20-25 seconds, and it's gonna set up. So that was 23 seconds on the blender there, and you heard how it got nice and high pitched. That means that it thickened up and it's not mixing the way it was in the beginning. So down inside of there, I just made homemade whipped cream, and it's nice and stiff and ready for adding into the rest of our mix. So over here, I have 2 blocks of cream cheese. I have zested 2 limes. I have juiced 1 lime. I'm going to juice the second lime here with our citrus press. I also have a cup of sugar and I think about a teaspoon of vanilla in there. That's what we have down inside of there so far. And then once we mix this up, I'm going to add in my heavy whipping cream, or whipped cream, because it is whipped now. I'm just gonna stir this around real quick, because when I go to add in the whipped cream, I'm only gonna fold that, because we want to be nice and gentle with the whipped cream so we don't break it down. All right. Beautiful. Using our stainless steel whisk here. And let's go ahead and add in our whipped cream. Oh, doesn't it look great? So much better and healthier than the store-bought whipped cream. Tastes delicious and super easy to make. a little bit more. This is the perfect tool to go with our blender. Now in our blender, I make smoothies, I make, it even cooks. So I make marinara sauce in here and soups. I do my morning smoothie in here. I grind up homemade peanut butter. It just does everything, and it washes itself. So I'm gonna put some water and a little bit of soap in there and put it on the wash cycle on the blender, and it'll wash itself. So we're just gonna fold these together, and then we're gonna add in half of this on top of the graham crackers. And then I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of our toasted coconut. And I toasted that coconut here in our stainless steel pan. I'll show you that in a second. It is actually one of my favorite pieces of cookware because it works like a stainless steel pan, but it cleans up like non-stick. So it really is the best of both worlds. So there we've got our mixture, nice and mixed up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and layer this. This really is a simple dessert, and it could be switched up a lot of different ways. If you prefer something maybe chocolatey instead, you could go that route. Okay, so we've got that layer all smoothed out, and we are just sprinkling on our toasted coconut. All I did is take some fresh coconut and toast it up in our pan here. It took about 2 minutes. That's it, super easy. This is that stainless steel non-stick, so cooks like stainless steel, which is amazing, but the results of non-stick when it comes to cleanup and ease, so truly the best of both worlds. All right, so now we're gonna come in with another layer of our graham crackers here. And just kind of push these down on top. This is a great recipe to have kiddos help with too. So lots that they can help with. Some along the edges. All right, and we're gonna go in with our next layer of our cream cheese and homemade whipped cream, that lime juice, lime zest, sugar, and vanilla. Spread that around. And then we'll come back with yet another layer of our coconut, and we're gonna top it with a little bit of lime zest, maybe a few slices of lime, just whatever you want to make it look pretty. Because we eat with our eyes, right? All right. Perfect. Some more coconut. And let me show you the zester that I used to zest those limes in the beginning here. We used this little zester here, and here's your trick on zesting a lime is I actually hold it this direction so I kind of catch all the zest up in here, and I can see what you want is to take the color off and stop when you get to the white. The white is pith, and that's where it starts to get bitter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and zest that and kind of sprinkle the zest over the top, and then put some slices of lime. And there you have your coconut lime icebox cake.